we have any? How many?
I don't think
We're
there's
live.
anybody yet, but I think they'll be here soon.
Say hi. Okay. I can't stay on call because it's my phone.
Yeah, and because
Hi.
he can come watch. They do this little thing where they go like this. I'm like, every time my brain's like, how do you do that with your fingers?
It took some practice.
Okay. I'm hoping that, we do have somebody here.
Because sometimes he does this.
Oh, that's okay. It's just a
Yeah.
skinny heart. All right.
It's just like a curvy heart with swirls.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Cheyenne and I are here with Elaine of Penguin Place Crafts. And she's my partner this month for our collab. And I don't know who else here, so if you could say hi in the things. Linda's here. Yay. I finally got a message from Amazon that Linda's prize from like a month ago is finally going to be delivered this week. And there's Brandon.
Aww.
Brandon joined us. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Linda. We're talking with Elaine because she is our person. Oh, and I did put your channel to be automatically dropped by.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really?
I am so close to my next milestone. I am at 898 subscribers.
Oh, that's exciting.
So I'm only 2 away from 900.
That is very exciting.
That's exciting.
And on Etsy, I'm at 998 sales.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh.
So I'm 2 away from 1,000 over there. It's like, okay, which one is going to hit first?
We're going to hit on the same day.
Mm-hmm.
That's really exciting. My Etsy shop only has a couple of patterns and some printables.
My Etsy shop doesn't exist.
You know, it costs money now to start an Etsy shop.
Yes.
And I'm like, yeah, we'll just use mine that I already had for our books because I don't want to go out and pay for another Etsy shop.
I've toyed with the idea of opening up a second shop for my husband's paintings. But because my shop has free shipping with $35 purchase, my stuff is pretty light. But his paintings, one of them would automatically be over $35. And it's probably going to cost about $12, $20, depending on the painting. It's going to cost a lot to ship.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how I could incorporate his stuff without opening up a second shop.
Yeah. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
So anyway, do you want to tell everybody what our theme is for this next month?
What was that?
Do you want to tell everybody what our theme is for this next month?
Didn't anybody guess it last time?
Oh, they did.
They did.
Let's see. There's
some of it though.
There's a hint here. The penguin earrings.
Very cute.
I should have brought more of my penguins back here, but I figured I was trying to get sort of a clutter-free view, except, don't mind those shelves. Trying to have less clutter behind me, so I didn't have any place to put the penguins.
Yeah.
It's penguins.
It is penguins, black and white. We talked about penguin suits last week, like tuxedos.
I like penguin suits.
And I'm like, I'm okay with tuxedos as part of the theme. Like,
I'd wear a penguin suit.
I would love to be more closely penguins, but I'll accept a penguin suit, a tuxedo.
Oh, for sure.
Especially if you can make a penguin wearing a tuxedo.
Oh.
I like it.
You like it? You're going to do that? You're going to show your picture now?
Yeah. I did it last year.
She did this for Mother's Day last year. Did not give it to me.
Oh.
I saw it for the first time this last week.
yesterday.
Well,
No,
Did you show it at you showed it on Friday?
I did show it.
So I saw it for the first time on Friday. But we're gonna see if we can use that in one of our journals. So that will be fun. Linda posted a whole bunch of little penguin emojis. They're so cute. So do you have a specific project planned for this next month? Or projects?
I don't know. I think on the hobby website, there's a free pattern for a penguin that's really cute. I haven't made that one yet. So maybe I'll try to sneak that one in.
Yeah, you always have a lot going on.
Yes, I have a lot of works in progress, and I really need to have this finished by the end of the month. And it's my birthday month and my anniversary month. So
happy both those things.
When is your birthday?
This Saturday.
Okay. I'll try to remember and send you a happy birthday post on YouTube. And that is part of why you volunteered for this month, is you're like, it's my birthday month, it's my anniversary month.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's a fun way to celebrate. Linda and Brandon are here, and I don't know who else. But what are you guys working on, and do you have any penguin plans? Cheyenne's going to be drawing.
Brandon.
Yeah, I included your name on purpose, Brandon. But Cheyenne's going to be drawing some penguins.
I've been drawing ghosts today, though.
Yeah, that was random.
It wasn't random to me.
And then I still don't know what I'm going to do that's penguin-y.
They turned out really cute. I could show them. I have them.
Or black and white.
My ghosts are black and white. Do they count?
And I haven't put out my, I haven't recorded it yet, my video for announcement, my official announcement video for this, that talks about how the winner will get a journal, one of our less expensive ones. So like $7.99 or less, $8 less journals. So I'm gonna put that video out. I gotta record that tomorrow. And Cheyenne wants to show you the ghosts and stuff she's worked on. I mean, technically that's black and white.
I told you. I said that. This one's definitely, it's got the...
I don't know, can we, let me make you bigger for a second.
So that one was easier to see.
Okay.
Because it was bigger. But
now you're bigger small. And show the little... This is what she's been doing today. She's been sketching ghosts.
Up in the corner, that was me trying to get my pen to work.
You're funny.
It's a fountain pen, so I have to wait for the stuff to get down into the tip if I haven't been using it.
All right. So, maybe that's what I can do.
I think
I might look up some different penguin patterns. Do you have penguin patterns on your website?
No, but there are 12 pages of free penguin items on Ravelry. If you go into Ravelry and search penguin and then specify free, there's like 12 pages of stuff, because I was looking it up this week. The only thing is, not all of the items are penguins, because my Ravelry name has penguin in it. So all of my free patterns show up in that search. So maybe we should say, if anybody makes something from one of my patterns, even if it's not a penguin, that would count.
I'm good for that. So if you want to make anything from Elaine's patterns, Penguin Place Crafts, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's fun.
But on Ravelry, well, this is on any of my videos, my Ravelry does come up in the description. But on Ravelry, I am free sell penguin, because I opened that account way back before I had my Etsy shop and anything like that. Back when the internet was just getting started, and they're like, make up a username. Just put two words together and make a unique name. And at the time, Free Cell Solitaire was my favorite solitaire game. And penguins were my favorite creature. So a lot of my usernames at early websites like Ravelry are Free Cell Penguin rather than Penguin Place.
That's fun.
Most of my names on the internet have something to do with psychological or energetic stuff. Sorry, words just went away.
I have Michelle in Harmony, Soul Magical Michelle, So Magical Michelle. There's a lot of harmony and
I have Under
magic.
Shadows of Pain. That's both a psychological and an energetic thing. It is not to be taken at face value.
Okay, Linda, now that you know that you can also do one of Elaine's patterns, does that open up like some ideas for you? I'm so excited. I have not put it together yet because we were so busy with graduation stuff that I didn't even start the slideshow. But I have got such cute things in the slideshow. I've
seen all of them.
I don't know. Have you seen Elaine's? I don't think I should. No, I think I did show you hers. Hers was the one that the fin came off.
Oh, yeah. I think you showed that to me when we were on live.
Did I show that online? I might have last week. So cute. Mermaid has been very, very fun to see what people can do. Very fun. And so I'm excited with penguins, what people will come up with. We were
to do a chessboard and it would count. A yarn chessboard with little chess pieces. That would be so cute.
I tried making a checkerboard once for, I think, Andrew.
Probably Andrew makes sense.
And that was back before I knew how to carry yarn in a thing where you change colors every few things. So it didn't turn out very good. Let's see. That sends me down a rabbit hole for sure.
If you do
not that penguins weren't always a rabbit hole, right?
Like a white granny square, then a black one, and then sew them all together in like a blanket, and then make plushies of each of them, then you would have a large-sized chess. That would be so much fun to play.
Yeah, that would take forever to make. That would be fun though. I would do that as a year-long project, where each month you do one or two squares of the blanket thing, and
a plushie.
And a whole. That's actually a really fun year.
You might have to do
how many squares are on it
because of how many pieces there are.
Yeah, or you could do it I think there's 16. Is there 16 on a checkerboard? Because you could do it for a year and a half and just be a thing. Google your question. How many squares? Yeah, on a chessboard. 64. 64.
I told you.
How many pieces are there, though?
More than 2.
Less
than 100, I'd say.
Chess. Not cheese.
Cheese.
Pieces are there? 32.
That's a good number.
32. 32 doesn't divide by a year evenly. That is a really big project.
This is one of my favorite paid patterns. It's from 1 and 2 Company. Priscilla the Penguin.
I'm going to make you big. And hold on, I got to switch places. All right, there you go.
There we go. That one's a paid pattern. Priscilla the Penguin by 1 and 2 Company. She has a cute little dress, and I've made, I think, 3 of them and ended up selling those. Grayson Yarn has a cute, oh dear, this isn't gonna.
You should add the night bot that's tic-tac-toe.
Grayson Yarn has a cute little penguin. All of her patterns are free on her website.
Oh, nice.
Grayson Yarn. My favorite little pattern is by Minnie Gurumi on Etsy. It's a penguin that works up really fast. It's only about 4 inches tall. But I think I bought the pattern. It was only 99 cents. So that works out really well.
Which kind of yarn does the little penguin use?
Knitting worsted weight.
Because I know a lot of fast things use the chunkier yarn, and I don't like working with the chunkier yarns.
And I cannot find the one by Hobby that I printed out. I printed this one out probably last year from the Rico Rumi website.
Oh,
he's adorable.
He's way adorable.
I still haven't made him. There's so many things to make.
Right? Sometimes I don't look, because if I look, then I will want to make it, and then I will not make it because I'll run out of time. And so I only look when I'm actually ready to start a project.
Mom has learned that if I go on the, what's it called?
Ravelry
with her.
You guys can go back to full screen now. I'll put this away.
Okay. That was fun. Thanks for sharing those with us. Yeah, I introduced Cheyenne to Ravelry this last week.
No.
Well,
for myself, yes.
Introduced her, and she was actually looking for her own thing. She's known about Ravelry for a while.
I still haven't found anything.
She's looking, because we were doing an advanced search about with how much yarn she has. Find stuff that way. So, because that is.
Yeah, I love all the search features. How you can just type in something. Like last month, I put in mermaid and said free patterns for mermaid stuff, and there were so many different things you could make.
I like that you can filter between knit and crochet and other projects, and what is it? Loom weaving, I think they have on there. And then you can say what yarn size you need. You can say how much yarn you have. You can say what kind of project you're looking for. Like, I like their search options, and they have so many patterns. And by the way, hi Shannon, welcome. We're talking about the make along this next month that we're doing. We're doing penguins with Elaine. Go figure.
I think Noah needs a penguin, Shannon. We got to start Noah off right.
Oh.
Was that the right Shannon? Is it another yarn, Shannon?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Right, Shannon, with her baby.
Shannon, my tablet with the comments is so tiny that I'd have to put my readers on to read all the comments.
What?
Yeah. I don't like wearing my glasses, but I can't see anything if I don't. Yeah. Babies. Our friend just had a baby.
So what are the rules? Asks Shannon.
What are the rules? Make something penguin or black and white or any of Elaine's patterns count. And they have to be finished this month. So if you started last month or a year ago or whatever, it's fine. You just have to finish them this month. And it can be crochet, knit, any craft. It could be diamond art.
How convenient would it be if somebody had a penguin plushie that they just needed to sew the head on for?
There, it would count. You finish it this month. You're like how she hasn't finished the hippo. If we had hippos this month, then she could have just hurried and sewed it up and it would have counted. But we don't have hippos. We have penguins.
That's so funny.
What other rules are there? email the stuff to me?
It
by
has
the
to be
30th?
done by the
30th.
end of the month. You have to send it in by the end of the month. And if you don't send it in, but you just make a video about it, it does not go into the collage thing. What is it called? Slideshow.
Yeah, I need it to come to my email so that when I go to do it, because I put folders in my email. So when I go to make the slideshow, I just go to all the emails that came in for that month. And if somebody just tagged me, then I probably will forget to put it in the slideshow. So I definitely need an email. Even if you want to send me a video, send the link in an email and I'll count that. That's I don't know. Is there more rules? YouTube is not affiliated with any part of this. That's a rule. I don't remember what the other rules. I haven't made the official video yet. I've got to sit down and do that tomorrow.
So you mentioned your prize.
Yes.
But I will offer a prize of penguin yarn. Black and white yarn.
Fun.
And I'll put together a little prize package of yarn to make a penguin. Black and white, and a little bit of orange. So should we do that from all of the entries or just the entries that are made with yarn? I don't know if
that is your prize, so you get to decide.
Okay. Because if someone doesn't do yarn work,
I can see where you're coming from there.
And then they get a prize of yarn. I don't know.
There's only one person that enters that isn't a yarny, and that's Brandon.
Yeah, but we're still new. We could have a whole bunch of entries this time.
That's true.
So,
we'll see. I guess I could get in touch with the winner and say, do you want yarn or would you like an Amazon gift card instead? If they don't do yarn crafts. Okay. Yes. There's a solution.
Yes.
I like it.
That's fun. Yeah, and if I'm giving away one of our journals that's like $8 or less.
Mm-hmm.
And if they really don't want a journal, because some people just don't like journals, period, which I just don't understand. But
neither do I.
If they really don't want a journal, then I will do like a $5 somewhere kind of thing, or like some kind of a little cash type thing. So it will just be between me and the winner, though. So, Erin Crafting Kitty, did she finish it in June? Because if she finished it in June, then she needs to enter into my slideshow. And Michelle, hi. I just saw that you were here.
Oh, I forgot to say that out loud.
There she is. Hello.
I saw it and I meant to say it. I thought I said it. I blame the migraine.
Yeah, Cheyenne's not feeling well.
No, that's why I'm eating crackers. They're very good. I also have other kinds of crackers.
Oh, yeah.
What's Chomps?
Chomps is... So she has nicknames for her kids, so she's not sharing their names on social media.
Oh, okay.
That's what Erin. So Erin's got one that she's named Chomps. It's her, I think, her little boy. And Michelle, how are you doing? She had surgery recently, like 3 or 4 weeks ago. And that would be so hard not to be able to crochet or knit at all.
Not for me. But
there's a lot of things you wouldn't be able to do, yeah. So,
because I sit like this for hours, I wouldn't be able to do that.
Anyway,
that would drive me crazy.
So this month you get a chance for 2 prizes. Woo-hoo! One from us and one from Elaine, and that's fun and exciting. And any craft.
Maybe I will do a special penguin dance for the winner. It depends on who the winner is. Because some people wouldn't appreciate it well enough.
You can just do your penguin dance and I'll put it in the slideshow.
And then the winner will know it's for them.
Right. We'll put it like right after the winners announced in the slideshow.
Yes.
Okay. Now we have to do that.
You're welcome. We'll have to record it on a day I'm feeling well, just in case I don't feel well.
Yes, we'll get it recorded ahead of time.
Well, I've already got one item that would qualify.
Right.
I just finished this today.
Oh, it's so cute.
Aww.
That's from this my November Monster of the Month pattern.
It's
And
so
it's,
cute.
it's made with Lori's scrap yarn.
Oh, how fun.
So the box is getting emptier.
Yeah, that
I've
was
had
one
a customer in the last couple of weeks who just has been going nuts buying monsters from me. So I'm trying to restock my monster listing.
I would be that person. I love monsters.
Oh, I'm so excited to hear that, Michelle. She says I am healing nice and I won't have to do radiation or chemo.
Oh, I'm so happy to hear that.
Yeah, that is good. So do you have other people to crochet for or just your Etsy shop?
Just my Etsy shop and craft shows. I do have 4 granddaughters.
Oh, okay.
3 with my middle daughter and 1 with my oldest daughter. And my middle daughter with 3 girls, 8, 5, and 2, has said, no more stuffies. Don't give me any more stuffies. They have so many toys. No more stuffies.
I understand.
My oldest daughter lives locally, so I see her more often. And like, they'll come over here. I'll be over to her house crafting. And little Lyra is 4.5. And she'd be like, what are you making, Grammy? What are you making? Can I have that? Can I have that, Grammy? Grammy, can you make that for me? Grammy?
So cute.
That's fun.
So if I'm making something at her house, it usually stays there.
Yeah. When I was working on this, my granddaughter came over and she was like, I love it when you make stuff for us. Can you make that for me? Can you give that to me?
She thought it was so pretty.
She did think it was so pretty. Well, it is pretty.
It is.
Yes. But she was just like, so yeah. Unfortunately, I did not send them up anything for their birthdays this year, but I got to get working on Christmas stuff. Maybe I'll make them a penguin.
I like it.
That's what, because I do need to make something for both of them but I worry about that. I worry that I end up sending them too many stuffies or things like that. Because
You could make them a penguin suit. You don't have enough time for that.
No, I'm not making them a penguin suit. Plus, they're little, but I also don't see them often, and so I don't even know what size they actually are right now.
You could
they grow so fast when they're like 5, 6, 7 years old.
Technically, you could make it for the dolls that they have.
Oh, yeah. I could. I know what kind of dolls they have. My 22-year-old grabs yarn and carries it around the house. Just yarn. I love that. Little kids, they're just like, oh, yeah, I'll just take this yarn. It's pretty. It's mine now.
You could give them a cup and they would love it.
They're so easy to entertain. Here is a box.
Like,
Have
people
fun.
are all like, buy these toys, that toys. And I'm like, just give them a cup.
Michelle
I've
just
seen
ordered.
so many babies love cups.
Michelle just ordered sweater yarn to make 2 sweaters,
Ooh.
which is fun. That's a lot of yarn. And
That is a lot of yarn.
yes, Shannon, this is for the whole month. It's Magical Mel. It's the theme for June. The whole month of June is penguins. So you can send them to me anytime during the month if you finished it in June. And then I'm looking for somebody for July to be my partner, to go on a live and talk about it. And just, you get to pick the theme. And if you want to give a prize, you can give a prize. If you don't, you don't have to. So I'm looking for a July partner, and
If you don't,
we'll find out what the theme is then. That will be fun. So, what else?
I theme it after Amy's birthday.
Oh, I could see that going 3 ways.
Yeah.
You could go patriotic in July. Red, white, and blue.
Oh, I forgot about that.
That'd be easy.
Well,
Yeah.
That would still cover in.
I'm not very patriotic. I'm not that either.
I like making patriotic stuff. I think that red, white, and blue is really stunning together.
Fun.
The
I
colors
just
are pretty.
avoid a certain holiday. I never liked it in the first place, and then it got worse.
She started a relationship that it then ended, and she started it on July 4th. So now it's got that taint with it, if you will.
I don't think it would be tainted if I hadn't gotten engaged to him.
So I'm trying for my journals. I'm pretty sure I can still send them if they're outside of the United States, because I can send them through Amazon in that country.
Oh, it's for her grandchildren. Less yarn.
Oh yeah. Yeah, making yarn for little people's is a little less yarn. I don't know if we're having, like, if you need to have a prize be just the United States, or how you want to do that for your side of things.
With it just being a one-time thing, if it was out of the country, I could handle that.
So far, I've had a couple people that at least have showed up on my lives that are in Canada. For the most part, it hasn't. Everybody's in the United States so far, so still kind of on the small end. In a couple of years, it might be a different story.
In a couple of years?
In a few months,
That's much better.
when I actually get close to 1,000 subscribers.
I'm trying to retrain her.
I'm approaching 800 subscribers.
You are?
Yeah.
Is Canada doing another mail strike?
I'm not 100% sure. I heard that they were, but I haven't heard if it's official.
That really messed things up last year.
Yeah, it did.
What did?
Canada did a mail strike, which meant that anything that went through the post office did not get delivered. And everybody was having to use UPS to send things up there, which costs more. And
I didn't know about that.
It was a mess. And then, of course, the people in Canada are not getting their mail, which also is really bad for them and stuff.
Oh, that's exciting.
Shannon's coming up on our 2-year anniversary. Shannon, didn't you start your channel partly because of the Mystery Yarn Challenge? I just decided tonight to make the matching sweaters for Christmas. Aww.
It's a good thing you decided now and not in October.
As yarnies, we have learned, if you've been doing yarn for any length of time, that you always have to start your Christmas projects really early in the year.
Do you know what I've learned?
It
is either take me very no time or very lots of time to do a very small project with one stitch.
Considering I started you frog earrings back in April and they kind of have sat on hold for the whole month.
You actually have to use a magnifying glass to do that one.
I do. It's micro crochet and I'm like, I don't know about this. My eyesight does not do micro crochet very well. Yes, we're having fun milestones. The NYC was just what I needed. From day one, I've been a daily podcaster. I think that's awesome for all the people that can put out videos daily. And I love that. I love that people can.
You can start putting out shorts daily.
I'm kind of wanting to at least do shorts week daily. Maybe on the weekends. I haven't decided yet. But that's a lot to post a video every day. Elaine, how often do you post your videos?
Almost every day. I've missed a couple lately because of flare-ups, just not having the energy. But I do try to get something up every day.
Yeah, it's the autoimmune and health issues that have made me I'm a weekly video person.
With everything going on, I've flared up.
Michelle never planned on being a content creator. and it just evolved. I am so glad that you did.
Relatable.
Lori.
I never planned to come on Mom's Lives every time. And look where we are
Now, yeah, she wasn't planning to be my
I was
live
planning to pop
host.
on one time for the one thing.
And now it's your thing. Monday nights with Mom.
We show a journal almost every single time, too. So I would have to anyway, even if I just pop on for that bit. But I like these people.
Yeah.
So I come on.
I like having
Even when I don't
Thanks
feel
for
well, like
being
today.
here. Thank you for being here. And they ask about you if you're not here.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. Then
That's nice.
you had those plans that one night because you'd forgotten.
It
And everybody's
wasn't
like,
on my
where's
calendar.
Cheyenne? Where's Cheyenne?
I checked my calendar and I asked you if there was anything going on, and you didn't remember either. And then the day before, I was like, oh crap, we have the live tomorrow. I forgot.
Yeah. So Lori, teacher Lori, is here. So hi, Lori. And
we have 7 viewers.
And
Usually average
Linda
at 4.
mentioned that Chef Lori was and is an inspiration for several people to start channels. It's true. There was a lot of people from the Mystery Yarn Challenge that started channels. And then
I believe
she just, if she hears somebody's even thinking about it, she's like, do it, do it. And she's like, oh, you're thinking about doing lives? I expect to see you here all the time. So here we are. And this is your first time being live, right?
Yes. I did a chat with Lori once, but she recorded it and then released it. So it wasn't live with the comments and all that.
It's a very different experience.
It's not as I expected it to be.
See, look at that. Even Lori said that Chef Lori is why she made a channel.
I made a channel a long time ago, but I never posted a video.
A lot of people do that too.
And funnily enough, that is where we got the name for our book business.
Yes, Live Fantastical.
Yep. So technically we have a YouTube channel for it.
Don't forget the thumbs up.
We might post.
Everybody thumbs up. Don't be like me. Oh yeah. Hey everybody. That's our how do I say it? Hook the like button. No, hook the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Leave some yarn in the comments. That's what I say. Wow. I'm not in video recording mode. I'm in live chat with you mode.
I love how I don't usually remember, but just then I was like remembering.
So Elaine, what caused you to decide to start your channel? And how long? What caused you to decide to start a channel, and how long have you had it?
I was looking forward to retiring and thinking I was going to have extra time on my hands, and thought, okay, I can do this to help like draw traffic to my Etsy shop and keep me busy and help to advertise craft shows and things like that. And I was really enjoying watching some of the YouTube channels and watching people give their market recaps. A lot of the market recaps that I was seeing were from people who'd be like, oh, I sold out. I sold thousands of dollars of stuff at this 3-hour show. And it's like, that's not the typical craft show outcome. I want to go in and be real and say like, okay, this last show I had, May 17th, there were thunderstorms and it was raining and stuff was blowing off my tables and I had to leave early and I paid $50 for the show and I only sold $18 worth of stuff. Sometimes that happens.
Yeah. So you wanted to give a real life experience.
Yes. So maybe I can help people learn a little bit and I can learn from others and have fun.
I always chat with vendors about how their day's been going and the weather and stuff. because it's almost therapeutic for them.
Yes.
Because people don't really talk to them about anything except the price of their stuff.
And I was used to seeing people on a daily basis. I was 4 days a week that I worked, but I was used to seeing people all the time. Like my friend Joanna, I would see her almost every day at work. And then she retired first, and then I retired last year. And it's like, I don't get to see people anymore. I don't get to talk to people. Well, this way I'm talking to the screen, but I do get the feedback.
Yeah. So when did you start your channel?
I think it was January of 2021. I'm not sure.
It's been a minute.
I think it's been 2.5 years now. So would that be 23? Okay, sorry, 23. It's been 2.5 years.
Okay. And then, so you've had your channel for a few months longer than me. How long have you been doing craft shows?
Since 2013.
Oh,
so
wow.
12 years.
Wow. Yeah, I've always had the people, you should sell your stuff.
I was a child.
I'm like, oh my gosh, my arm hurts, so I can only make so much a day until I can't pick it up. Even knitting, like sometimes the knitting will still bother my arm. Crochet is worse. Yeah, it's really frustrating. And so that, along with just life, I don't know how you guys do it.
I'm
how
a
you guys
mood
make
projector. I have to be in the mood for something very specific to do it. And that goes with everything. It goes with art. It goes with cleaning. It goes with writing. It goes with crochet if I'm doing anything with crochet. If I'm not in the mood for something, I can't do it.
Yeah, Charlotte can, which is kind of cool. Kind of get envious. She's like, I have to make this blanket, and she works on it. Even if she's like, I hate working on this blanket today, she still works on it because she's committed.
What's unfortunate when I am in the mood for it, but I don't feel well, and so I can't do it.
Yeah,
that's the worst.
So Shannon said way back when, Chef Lori invited me on a live with her, not remembering I don't do much dead air, talk like an auctioneer. That's funny. I actually struggle with dead air. I'm just like, what do I do? I've got to say something. And then Lori said something about, I think it's about the thumbs up and stuff. And then Lori was asking some questions.
Dead air is why I brought my sketchbook, just in case.
Oh, this is what she said. Shannon said, Lori barely got a word in on her own podcast on her channel.
I could never do that on a channel, but I could do that in person if you're chatting with me. But only if I'm telling a story, because I can talk a lot, but I often prefer to listen.
Shannon says she's working on getting better. Hey, Shannon, you can come on my live and you can just ramble and it will be okay.
We would love that.
I will just listen to you.
We would love that. 2 introverts on a channel make 4 dead air.
It is hard. And now we've got like 3 introverts, or mostly introverts on a channel.
It's really nice when we have.
Because I don't consider myself an introvert, but I am reserved.
Which is why I claimed you as introvert for this context.
I'm an ambivert. So Shannon says she used to sit on her back porch doing, on her back deck doing lives. Those would be fun to see. I want to watch them.
And now she's going to.
Yeah. You can play with my hair again. That was nice.
I would, but having my arms up like that was making my back hurt.
I did get a question from a viewer. She sent an email to me asking if we would accept black and cream for a penguin. She's making a penguin. And I'm like, if you're making a penguin, of course.
Have you seen?
But I would count it anyway because, in my
penguins
opinion,
are not bleach white.
No, they're not. My opinion, if you are working with black, that counts because black it can be a challenge to work with.
You could make an emo hat, and it would count.
Apparently, the one she took over was the diamond painting one. It's fun watching the little conversation going back and forth between all the people. They're like, "Was that this one?" And they know each other. But then
it feels like almost
on?
Everybody knows everybody on here. Lives.
Yeah, they do know everybody. It's a place of friends. That's been my biggest surprise. I remember watching Jada and Stitches way back when, thinking if I had enough patterns, I would consider making a channel and doing tutorials. And then I really didn't think much about it because I really didn't think that I would have what it took to be a YouTuber. And so I was like, didn't put it off. And then when I started knitting and watching more and more tutorials, because as I wasn't watching a lot of YouTube crochet tutorials or anything like that, because I would just either make up my own stuff or do patterns on my own. So I wasn't really watching it. And when I started learning to knit, then all of a sudden it was like, okay, how do you do this? And how do you do this? And so I started watching more and more yarn stuff and realized there was this whole other side to yarny videos that weren't just tutorials. And then that's when I was like, hey, actually, I could do that. I could talk about what I'm making and encourage people to make things. And when I have a pattern, share it and stuff like that. And yes, Shannon, tutorials are very time consuming. It's not even just about like making the yarn. Plus, if you make a mistake, you have to undo it and re-record it. The editing of a tutorial is insane.
Mm-hmm.
And just even trying to figure out how to get the camera angles right without killing your back. And tutorials are a challenge for sure. Have you made any tutorials?
Chairs.
Nope.
Yeah.
I trying to figure out how to get the camera at the right angle. I did one pretty early. My hack for keeping a stiff neck in an amigurumi.
Oh, I need that.
She was literally talking about that earlier.
I don't have any here that have a neck, but like a giraffe.
Mm-hmm.
And I was sitting on a bed and had the camera propped up on some boxes in front of me. And as I was working, my hands kept going out of the screen, out of the view. So I had so many comments like, we can't see what you're doing. Well, I was talking through it the whole time, but so many people saying, you know, we can't see what you're doing. And that was sort of discouraging. Like, I'm a newbie here. I don't know what I'm doing. But I would take a bunch of fiberfill, about the same size as the neck that I need to fill up, and then just take a strand of yarn and wrap it around the fiberfill, and then go a little bit this way, like wrap it around like this, then go this way a few times and wrap it around some more. So I've got this stiff little stick of fiberfill, and then stuff it down into the neck, and that holds its shape really well.
Oh, good. I needed that. I'm working on a project that needs something to help support the neck. And I was like, oh, now I have to go look up how to do that. And now I don't have to. Thank you.
It only works if the neck and the head are like one piece, or if there's a longer neck and then the head rests on top of it. If it's just a short little stubby neck, I don't know if it will work all that well, but I've used it in giraffes, and that has really been a change in the giraffes, the way my giraffes were, because I make, I don't want to open the closet and get them, but I make these striped giraffes where the neck is probably about 6 inches. The giraffe itself is about 18 inches. And it used to be that the head would just flop all over the place. And then I found about that hack. I saw it on YouTube, but I don't remember where I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But now the giraffes, they stand nice and tall, and the neck is nice and stiff.
That's nice. That's fun.
I have done my 3 rows for the day.
Good job. We knew you.
I may be ahead of things by the end here. For
Well,
those who
that's good
tuned in,
because you'll go through that phase where you forget to work on it, and then
yes, it's sat for almost a month.
yeah.
I think she gave me the yarn back maybe at the beginning of April. I was like, okay, I only have to do 3 rows a week. And I started out strong, and then I sort of backed off, and now I've got to pick it back up again. This is for a local friend. She has arthritis really bad in her hands, so she can't crochet anymore. Her mother-in-law is coming to live with her and has a birthday. I think she said it was going to be her 94th birthday in July.
Wow.
And she wanted to give her this blanket because she says she's always cold. She wanted to give her this blanket for her birthday. And she realized that with the pain in her hands, she just couldn't do it. And I was like, yeah, I can put that together for you. And she has given me like all of her yarn. She's given me some kits that up in the corner there's a bag of fiber fill that's just about falling off the shelf. She gave me a couple bags of fiber fill.
Oh, that's
so she's given me so much. I really want to get this finished up for her on time and make her mother-in-law's birthday special.
That's sweet.
So
I believe in you.
So now I'm on row 4 for the day.
Woo!
Good. I'll be ahead of the game.
I love that. I like it when I'm like, oh, my arm's doing okay.
We're
I can do
obsessed with
another
that
row. Whew. So a lot of people are talking about how helpful your tutorial was for them.
Oh.
Michelle said that she doesn't even edit. We get her in the raw. And Shannon has a few tutorials, and she's made a playlist. I've seen a couple of Shannon's tutorials.
Mm-hmm.
She had the blanket that she made from a quilt. Was it Around the World? I think that's what it's called. And anything else? Oh, I think that's. I think we're mostly caught up on the conversation.
Woo.
So that's fun. Yeah. Yes, Michelle says it's nice that you're making the blanket. Michelle with
the light is further away than it usually is.
Oh, because your head?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I want the lights to be on, but like back further. But I also was like, we need to figure out how to get this to where we can read it instead of it being super far away. How'd I do? I could probably move
You
this
did pretty
closer.
well. I can read it from here, even with my migraine.
Good. Trying to figure out.
I hate that I'm not sitting on the ball, but I can't sit on the ball today. But it's so uncomfortable to sit on a chair.
I knew that you wouldn't love sitting on the little chair.
I hate sitting on chairs. Any chair. It doesn't matter what
Currently,
chair.
she's sitting on a little tiny chair.
I'll show it.
That was always at my grandma's house.
I grew up with this chair.
Old little desk chairs like they had in the old school classrooms.
I loved this chair when I had more fluff on my butt.
Chuck is at work. Thanks for joining.
I put it too close.
I hope work is going well.
Hello.
I have not got the sewing book done yet.
Me either.
That is one of the projects in the next little while.
It will be pretty easy. It will be pretty easy to do.
Yeah. She gave me some feedback on sewing, what she would want in a sewing
That's
journal,
why it'll
and
be pretty easy to do.
I got busy with other stuff and didn't get it made, but
I've wanted to learn how to sew.
At a point now, it's like, okay, we've got to
years.
get some more of these things figured out on our big list of books to make. And speaking of our journals, we had this book Oh, you got this is our second edition.
That one's mine.
But
Uh-huh.
we had a couple of them rejected because they don't have a title. And so we had to put a title on and resubmit the covers. And since we did it on one, we went back through it with all of our mermaid books and are putting titles on.
It'll take some time.
So I should have the new proofs with the title on sometime this week. But these are fun. This one's a plain one, right? This has got blank pages with just this little shell design up here at the top corner.
It's boring. Work, that is, not you.
Oh, well, I don't know. Some days I'm pretty boring too.
Thank you.
Not as
I
boring
don't
as
think you're
work.
ever boring.
You don't think so?
Sometimes you can be irritating, but that's just part of being alive.
Sometimes I think I'm boring.
I don't think you're boring. And I get bored.
Thanks for coming, Shannon. She has to leave.
Oh.
It was fun seeing her. And Michelle's got to take the dogs out. And I haven't heard. Did Lori get a new schedule, or is she just busy tonight? Because we haven't heard from Chef Lori tonight.
The biggest part of my headache is the fact that my spine is having issues.
Yeah.
And so it's causing tension and making what was just a mild headache into a migraine.
Laura, she says it's been a very non-eventful. Chuck says it's been a very non-eventful evening because she got to choose her crew. Definitely when I was working and I got to choose who I worked with, always went better because I could pick good people that would work well. So, yeah.
I'm really good at being in charge of my crew as well. That is myself.
So, Chuck and anybody else who's come later, our theme for our make-along this month is penguins. I'm like, so cute, so cute. And there's a chance to get 2 prizes, one from each of us.
And a special dance from me.
Oh, yes, and a special penguin dance from Cheyenne.
I'll have to figure out how to penguin dance, but
it's not going to be hard.
Yeah, I can do it.
Well, mostly we got to figure out a song that you can penguin dance to that will not get us in trouble with YouTube.
We can have Amy write one.
That's true.
Oh, boy. There was a song that I did with my granddaughter. Something about I'm a little penguin, but now I can't remember the words to it. Because my oldest granddaughter, when she was just starting to walk, I went down for a visit. They lived down in Pennsylvania. And someone had given me a penguin. It's sort of like the Squishmallows they have now. It was a big penguin. And I have so many penguins around the house. It's like, okay, I'm going to get rid of this. I'm going to give it to my granddaughter. She got so attached to that penguin. She carried it everywhere. She couldn't go to sleep unless she had the penguin in her crib. It just became her friend. But then when she was getting close to 3, it disappeared. And they tore the house apart. They couldn't find it. They had like a week of just awful, couldn't get her to sleep. And then one day it just reappeared. She had put it in an empty drawer in a TV cabinet that they never used. And by then she had gotten used to sleeping without it. She got other toys. She got attached to her blanket. This is the granddaughter. In some of my videos, I'll say, as soon as I walk in the door, she's like, Grammy, fix my blanket. So a blanket that I made for her she got attached to that.
That's fun.
But yeah, I got her hooked on penguins.
Hid it in the drawer.
Sounds like she's those are things that have memories attached to you.
Yes.
And so it's her way of keeping you.
Those are the
close.
kinds
That's
of things
sweet.
that I got attached to as kids.
Yeah.
I still have a scarf that I can't ever touch. And I'm never going to get rid of it because you made it for me.
But it's acrylic and she's allergic to acrylic yarn.
It's so pretty. I'm gonna have to wear gloves and bring it one time.
That was I think my first attempt at using beads on a project. So Chuck had a Great Dane that loved his penguin and never chewed it up.
Aww.
That is impressive. That's fun. I keep trying to find out if my grandkids have a particular animal that they like. I don't know that they have a particular animal, so I think they would very much appreciate penguins. And there was a song that I used to listen to quite a few years ago called Peter and Penelope Penguin, and it came off of a Christmas cassette tape from something of the Peppermint Kids or something like that. They used to do a bunch of like things. They did a Frosty the Snowman. They did the Rudolph's Christmas Party, which is what it came off of. That's one of my favorite songs.
I had a claymation show that was about a penguin that I would watch. I think it might have been called Pango or something.
I think so.
I didn't even think there was any talking in it.
Thanks for joining us for a minute, Chuck. Have a good night.
Bye.
Well, back to work, she said. Cry tears. Oh, the emojis take so long to show up.
I had a feeling there was an emoji.
They take so long.
It seems like Chuck uses emojis like I do.
I
in almost every single message.
I sometimes use them. I'm not as big into
I
emojis.
use so many emojis. Brandon can confirm this. But he also uses a lot of emojis.
Now my next question is, how long have you liked penguins?
37 years.
37. That's very specific. You have
Yes.
a story.
Because my oldest daughter is 37 years old.
Okay.
And will actually be like 37 and a half. Because when I was pregnant with her back in 1987, I had someone tell me I was waddling like a penguin. And I said, okay, I'm a penguin. And that year for Christmas, I got all penguin gifts. I got penguin dish towels, penguin washcloths, little penguin statues. I got everything penguin, and it's been penguins ever since.
That's fun. That is fun. See, I could tell she had a story.
That's a good origin story.
That was really fun. I don't have any stories like that.
Sometimes I hear things in conversations or just out and about overhear things, and I'm like, I want to add that to a character. Because the things that make stories seem realistic when you're reading a novel is those little things that just seem out of place and so realistic. Like, why does a character need to have an obsession with one creature because of this one thing? They don't have to. They just do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's see. When my daughter-in-law first came into the family, she was really into foxes.
Specifically a specific kind of fox.
The fennec? Is that how it is called? Super cute. I don't blame her. And then in her studies, because she's a biology major, she learned about some other animals, and they kind of took over.
Sloth.
The sloth is a good one. She also likes what is that? Pangolin? I don't know. The ones that have all the armor, and they like
pangolin, I think.
Yeah. Those are fun. Other than I've always liked cats. I've never really had a particular animal.
I've had many
that I was associated with. For a long time, people associated me with butterflies because I used them in so many of my things. But I kind of must have grown my own wings because I'm not as associated
with me.
I don't pick one for because you are so dynamic that we never know what your favorite animal is right now.
I always have certain animals that I always love.
Which are?
Turtles. I've always loved turtles. And owls. And foxes.
I
because
knew
they're
about
cute.
the turtles and owls. I didn't know about the fox. I associate
My
you with
head hurts too
Halloween.
much to remember right now. Black cats, specifically black cats. I know there's another one.
Was trying to find a writing instrument. Okay.
Oh, I like frogs.
So I have 4 rows done. Had to make
Yay!
sure I can keep
Woo!
count.
That's so exciting. That's almost 2 days worth.
Yes.
Should I show even though Armchair Chef's not here?
Yes. She'll watch.
Because I was so excited to show, but she hasn't showed up, so. This is the yarn that she gave me, and I started scrunchie. Yeah, scrunchie.
Yeah, we're just kind of making up a pattern for a scrunchie. She started it.
What
This is the yarn that Chef Lori gave her for her birthday.
And it fits over.
Yeah, it's cute.
I've been using the hook too. It's not in there. It fell out.
Which way do you crochet? Do you knife hold or
With
pencil
this, I
grip?
switch between. I keep going like this.
I think it's a knife hold.
I just fell out again. This box is pointless.
Yeah, it had a purpose, and purpose is over. Yeah, pencil. No, it's stuck. I need it.
This is how you get it out.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, pencil
Hold
grip.
pencil
I
like
hold it like this, which is so weird to me because that's not how I learned. I learned
Okay.
this way.
So I hold the pencil like that,
Yes.
but I hold the crochet hook.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks more like the knife grip hold.
I'll either do this or this.
You switch back and forth. Actually, switching back and forth and starting out switching back and forth is a good idea.
Because I hold it at the end unless I'm doing something that's a struggle. And then I have to hold it like this to get closer.
Because when my arm starts hurting, sometimes I can switch how I crochet. And because normally I do the knife grip hold that I was taught back in the 80s. And then I will switch if my arm's hurting and do more of a pencil grip. Michelle said
that's why I started doing the pencil.
I know that we've had a conversation. People mentioned Shannon does pencil. It's always fascinating to me how
I only do the pencil because of this joint.
Yeah.
It's the same reason that I am actively trying to change the way that I use a pencil. Because the pencil will try to pop my joint out of place. And usually succeed.
Maybe we need to find you some kind of a bracelet.
I can't do it.
The bracelet I have does this like hand shape. And I hate this hand shape. It hurts. I don't know why it's shaped like that.
If you had a compression.
Something would help with the pain at least.
Yeah, it might help.
I looked at compression stuff, but most of them have copper in them.
Oh, yeah. Allergies. How long have you been crocheting for?
About 50 years. I learned in 4-H when I was in 6th grade.
Wow.
My best friend's mother taught us, all the girls in our 4-H group, well, not all of them, some just weren't interested, but how to knit and crochet. And we made the granny square vests that were so special back in the 70s.
And apparently you're back.
I'm going to do that.
And I just have done things off and on through the years. Things really picked up when my middle daughter was in college because she was going on a missions trip to South Africa. Or no, Uganda was the first. She was going to Uganda and she had to pay a couple $1,000s. She had to raise a couple $1,000s. And she's like, oh, I've been working for 6 months now. I've got that money. I've got the money saved up. I'll just pay for my own trip. But she had purchased my mother's car, which was going to need a lot of work. And it's like, no, you don't want to just empty out your bank account for this trip, because if a big car bill comes along, you're going to need to have a little cushion there. So I started my Etsy shop and I started selling stuff to help for her trip, and just kept going after that.
Fun. So did you learn to knit and crochet, or just crochet?
Yes. I remember when I was in 7th grade, I knit myself this little halter top where it was just a triangle with strings at the neck and the back.
I want to wear one of those.
But I was too shy to wear something like that, so I wore it over a turtleneck all the time.
I'm not.
That's what I would have done, because I wouldn't have, yeah. But she's like, yeah, whatever.
I debated on making one with the yarn.
You probably could.
It would have to be one of the softer yarns, not the gray one.
The peach one.
The peach one would work. I've debated on doing either that, something similar that has like something in front and nothing in back, or a tank top, or a bag. I could do a bag.
Yeah.
We were looking at a bunch of stuff to use for that specific yarn.
Here's Michelle's take on whether or not it's a pencil grip or a knife grip. If the handle is in your palm, she'd say it's a knife hold. And if the pencil comes off of you, if the hook comes up off on the back, then it's pencil. So I would say yours is
knife. Or
Mine's a knife grip, because I just took the crochet hook and pretended it was a pencil, and then I tried to crochet with it, and I couldn't do it that way.
It takes.
I have to have it.
It's
in
like
the palm.
it feels so wrong. Michelle's been crocheting for 47 years. I do not know exactly how long. I know that I was crocheting before 4th grade. I remember doing something in 4th grade, and it wasn't a first project, but I remember working on something when I was in 4th grade. So I'm pretty sure my grandma taught me when I was in 2nd or 3rd grade.
If I totaled up how many times I've crocheted, it would probably be about 4 months.
I tried teaching them all, but we didn't know that she was allergic to acrylic.
I enjoyed crochet, but the yarn always burned my hands. And when I brought it up to you, you're like, your hand's probably just getting tired from holding it in the same position so long. And I was like, I don't know, it makes my hands really, really hot. And I would have to run them under cold water because they were that hot.
Yeah, I didn't.
Now we understand.
I had no context then. I just thought maybe it was a texture thing or something like that. Now,
partially it was the texture.
If I would have known, I would have gotten you cotton yarns to crochet with.
We know now, which is why I'm starting to crochet again.
Lori has only been actively crocheting for 4 years.
But she's so good at it.
She is good at it. Doesn't take long.
I tried to teach all 3 of my daughters. No, not all 3. I tried to teach the oldest to knit and crochet. I'm right-handed. She's left-handed.
Oh, boy.
I did not teach her how to knit, but she learned how to crochet. Middle daughter had no interest in either. She married a guy who crochets.
Wow.
And now her daughter wants to learn how to crochet. Every time I go down there, Grammy, here, can you help me with this? Can you? So she's picking it up. And then my youngest, I could not teach her how to crochet, but I could teach her how to knit.
Oh, that's fun.
That's fascinating.
So do you I know you crochet a lot. Do you also knit a lot still?
Not all that much for special projects, but for my shop, I'd say it's predominantly crochet. I did get a custom order a couple years ago where someone wanted a wool scarf from a specific pattern from a fashion magazine, a fashion knit magazine,
Mm.
that was all these different patterns that were intertwined. Like one pattern would be going down the side while another pattern was happening over here. And then this pattern would switch, but that one would keep going. And I told her, she wanted it 8 feet long and I think 15 inches wide. Was
Wow.
when super scarves were the big thing. And I said, this is going to be expensive. I mean, the yarn itself, getting a wool blend yarn for her, that was expensive. And then it was expensive to knit.
Yeah.
No problem. It was a present for her husband.
Wow.
That was before I had cataract surgery, so I could deal with wool yarn back then.
Mm. Yeah, I can't do wool. I'm allergic. So.
I even more can't do it. I'm even more allergic.
Yeah, it's so fun. Yeah, I like knitting. I only learned to knit Halloween like 3.5 years ago.
Did you learn it so that you could play a grandma?
Okay, so here the truth is that I had knit something when I was pregnant with you, but I had reasons why I was like, I can't do that. And then I tried knitting again and I hated it. And then I decided because I was going to be a grandma for Halloween, I needed to knit.
Her costume was insane.
It was a great costume.
She even did her makeup in such a way that she genuinely looked old.
Yeah.
And I would not have
I
recognized her
followed my
on the
natural
street.
wrinkles when I was making wrinkles, so they didn't look fake because I was following the actual wrinkles.
It was so cool.
Yeah, I just made them more prominent. But when I figured out the reason why I hated knitting in the middle of things is because I did continental. When I went back, there's a lot more YouTube videos 3 years ago to learn knitting from than there was when I tried before.
I see.
And so then I found out, you can do continental, you could do
Andrew
English.
Do continental?
Andrew did. My oldest son decided to pick up knitting recently, and he does continental, and I do the English style where I'm a thrower. And when I learned that's when because you like throw the yarn around the needle instead of picking it through. The others are called pickers because they like pick the yarn through versus throwing it through. So,
I wonder what I would do.
I don't know. If I were to teach you to knit, I would let you try both, and because I feel like you need to find which way works for you.
I have wanted to learn.
Yeah. We just have to do it. So Michelle says her daughters weren't interested in crochet with the first couple of years put out on her. My oldest asked coworkers of her to teach her when she was out on her own. Yeah. My oldest, he's Andrew that we were just talking about. I kind of taught him to crochet a little bit when he was younger. He didn't really get interested in it. He kind of went obsessive with music and sketching, and then he's probably a year or so ago he started refurbishing dolls, repainting their faces.
I wanted to do that for years.
He started doing that, and then recently, I think probably because I sent him a knitted outfit for the dolls, he decided to learn how to knit, and so he's been learning how to knit up there. As far as the kids go, Cheyenne's been the most interested in crochet.
I like to make things. I like to master every single artistic medium I can. Even if I hate it, I will master it.
Zach likes the idea of learning to knit or crochet. He seems more interested in knit, but he's actually more interested in carving wood and making bows. So that's where he went with his. And Kalani has no interest. Amy got bored with it very quickly. And Hiram wanted to learn it when his hands were too little. And then stopped. He won't let me teach him now. Like, he only wanted to do it when he was really little and his hands were too small. Oh, you got a penguin.
Yeah, I found a penguin on the floor next to me.
How cute.
He's so adorable.
He must have fallen off the shelf. Yeah, looking around, I see a penguin there, a penguin there, a penguin there. This guy, there's penguin boxes, a little penguin lamp over there. And when my granddaughter, who's 4.5 now, when she was like 3 or so, she came over here to the house, and she was staying because daycare closed down unexpectedly, and mommy needed an emergency plan. So usually I'd go over to their house, but she brought her out here that time, and she was just going around the house, penguins, penguins. She was standing in my kitchen. She pulled open the linen drawer, and she's just pulling out pot holders and dish towels. And doing, penguin, penguin, penguin. She goes into the bathroom. You've even got penguins in the bathroom. Because there was a penguin snow globe that stayed in the bathroom for years. When our oldest granddaughter was here during a potty training stage, she took the penguin snow globe in so she could look at the penguins while she was sitting in the bathroom for so long. And then after they left, my husband's like, why is that in the bathroom? And I said, well, Aaliyah liked watching it. She liked looking at it when she was going to the bathroom. And my husband said, well, then we can bring it out now. And our youngest daughter, who at that time would have been probably about 18 or so, said, no, I like looking at it too.
And now it just lives there.
So I just noticed it. It has moved out to the living room now.
Ah. It's not by you.
Nope, not by me.
Oh, I have in my bathroom, I have little like fairy furniture.
The other
And
day, the little stump with the face scared me.
so I have decorations in my bathroom that are like fairy stuff because I think it's fun.
I was writing a horror scene in one of my books. Like, it was so scary. And then I needed to use the restroom so bad that I couldn't wait. And so I went into the bathroom. And as I was walking through the doorway, I saw it. And I was like, oh my gosh.
It's hidden in plants, so I could see that. But
If it wasn't hidden in the plant, it would have startled me.
I have a
Michelle,
friend who
you're
has a
my
Star
slave.
Wars bathroom.
A Star Wars bathroom?
Yes, they have a half bath off the kitchen, and it is all decorated with Star Wars themes. There's lightsabers on the wall. There's a Darth Vader mask on the wall. If you flip a little switch, he says inspirational things to you as you're, come to the dark side, stuff like that. But that's what happens when you let your husband decorate the bathroom.
You would have themed rooms.
Yeah. I'm the kind of person who would have a house themed in one very specific theme and then just one singular random room in the exact opposite theme. And you would never know which room it would be because it would change.
That sounds like a lot of work.
It is a lot of work, but
If
I'm the
I
kind of
can do
person that would do
decorate
that
for
because
a
I have a lot
holiday.
of free time.
Yeah. Wait until she has kids. She's like, I have a lot of free time. Yeah.
I do currently have a lot of free time.
You do now. I used to be amazing at decorating for every holiday. And now we're lucky if the cat that we have out in the hall, like it's a little resin cat, we're lucky if he changes his clothes for the holidays.
I keep having to remind her. Mostly because I don't know where the cat clothes are or I would change it.
The cat clothes are actually up in that tote right there.
I know where the cat clothes are now. I can change it.
He actually needs to get dressed in 4th of July stuff soon because Flag Day is the 14th of this month. So we can just start dressing in Flag Day stuff and then he'll be ready for the 4th of
He
July.
needs a sparkly blue hat.
Do they make sparkly cotton yarn? I got this cotton yarn. It's not sparkly. Do you know if they make a sparkly cotton yarn?
I don't know.
Dumb.
Maybe Michelle knows or Lori knows.
Google knows.
Google knows,
Google's
but
too far
Google's
away.
is too far away.
Ah,
Nightbot is still telling people that this month is mermaids.
Oh, I forgot to change that.
wait.
Oh, dang it.
Oops.
I forgot to change that. Okay.
Well, I'm blaming it on Nightbot. It's not your fault. It's Nightbot.
Yes, it is totally Nightbot. Let's go educate
Nightbot,
now.
not the fact that you've been totally busy and ended up forgetting. I have to sit on the floor again.
Let me educate Nightbot really quickly. And
If I weren't wearing long pants, I wouldn't be able to sit on the carpet.
make something as penguins.
So do you know about how many entries you got for mermaid?
More than 2.
I think between 6 and 8. I'm not sure.
I reprogrammed my brain so well that I hear the numbers and I'm like, what? I thought you had more. I thought there would be more, that kind of thing. Because I've been trying to adjust my mindset so I'm not stuck in like a poverty, lack mindset. But then I hear things and I'm like, wait a minute, what?
All right. Update. Let's hope that I updated that well, and when it comes back up, it will be right.
Sugar wheels sparkle.
Oh, is that? Oh, wait. That's the stuff that we gave. One of the things we gave out for our prizes when we gave
Cake.
out the cake yarn.
I knew that.
And it was sparkly. You're right.
I knew that.
That was silly of me. Lori said, I had a whole message typed and didn't send. What was the question? Lori, I love you.
I so relate. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You do that all the time.
Okay. So do you have any knit or crochet items that have been handed down to you from grandma or your mother?
Well, I have actually somewhere something that my mom made.
What?
I do. I don't know where it ended up. She had made a doily back in the day.
Oh, I remember. Didn't she make those granny squares that you ended up getting rid of? We were
Well,
using them as
I
coasters for a
used
minute.
them for a while, and then the method we were using them in didn't work. I might still have some of the granny squares. My mom knit a little bit. She didn't do a lot. She sewed more than anything.
That's what I associate with her. I didn't even know she knit until after she died.
Yeah, she didn't knit very often. She didn't crochet very often. And sadly, I might have one thing that my grandma made, and that would have been a baby blanket.
Was that light green doily thing that she made?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I just
I don't actually know where that is. I swear I saw it.
I do have a quilt that my other grandma made. So I have a quilt, and I have I think I still have the baby blanket in with the baby stuff that
My dad made these. He had a big loom and made the rag rugs where he had to
That's better. I can actually see the screen
cut the
now.
material down into strips and put it through the loom that was threaded with hundreds of the little warp strings. So I have rugs all over the house from Dad. Let's see, Mom's been gone for 10 years, so my dad's been gone for 15 years. Whenever a rug wears out and I have to throw it away, I just about cry.
Yeah.
That one's still in good condition. And my mother would make the dish towels where you crochet the top on the dish towels.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't like hanging stuff on the knobs, so I don't use them all that much. But I still have those from her. The big thing crocheted is I have a twin size Afghan that my grandmother, my father's mother, made for me when I was a teenager. She had 13 grandchildren, and she made a twin size blanket for each of them.
Wow.
Sort of, I don't know if Red Heart was around back then, but it's all the acrylic yarn. So it's going to last forever.
Yeah.
The ones that she made with granny squares, she didn't tie the centers of her granny squares all that well. So one of my cousins got a granny square blanket, and a couple years ago, she said, "Could you fix this?" Because so many of the granny squares were coming undone. So I got that fixed for her. But mine is just almost like a neon stripes blanket. It's got stripes of black, and then it's got like neon pink, neon green, bright blue, all these bright colors.
Oh, fine.
So I'm thinking I need to make something like that for each of my granddaughters.
Mm-hmm.
So I figured I'll probably, the next time I see the Pennsylvania bunch, I'll sit down and talk with my oldest granddaughter and get her idea. Let her help me figure out the colors, the pattern, and all that. She loves doing stuff like that.
That's fun.
She's the one that helped me design a dinosaur. She drew me a picture of a dinosaur, and then I designed the crochet pattern to go with her drawing.
Love that.
So now whenever I sell that pattern, or if I sell one of the dinosaurs, it's called my Aleosaurus, then she gets a percentage.
Oh, that's a fun idea. I like that.
Like for an 8-year-old, I go down to see her and oh, here, I sold a dinosaur. Here's $5. And she's like, really? I got $5?
That's fun. That is
I would react
We
like
designed
that.
the baby blanket for her baby sister. When little Ellie was born, let's see, Aaliyah would have been around 6. And I took down a pattern. What is it? It's like it was a sleepy bear, nighttime teddies, where the body of the blanket is all one color with a pattern in it. And then there was a white panel and little bear heads that looked like they were sleeping. Like that was the pillow. And the little bear heads were sleeping on the pillow. And I told her I can make bears, I can make dogs, I can make cats. Oh, bears. And she helped me with the design. She picked out the colors, and it's like that's the blanket that little Ellie goes to bed with now.
Oh, that's so cute.
One more blanket that I'll need to be repairing in a few years.
According to Michelle, Red Heart has been around since the 30s.
Okay.
I knew it was around in the 70s, so I didn't know.
And those blankets would have been made in the 70s, so.
Michelle also says she has pot holders that her grandma made. And Lori said that she has Afghans from her mother's and a baby blanket. Oh, that's Michelle said that. She has Afghans from her mother's mother and a baby blanket. Somewhere up here, Lori said something. Mm-hmm. She has a hope chest full of items from her grandma that we might see them during her Decade Divas video.
Spoilers.
Oh.
It's not a spoil of what she's making, though. It's just that she might show them.
I didn't say it was. I just said it was spoilers.
And she said might. Are you doing the Decades Diva thing?
No. I just couldn't think of something. And I thought, well, that's going to be in September when craft shows are starting to kick in.
Mm.
I didn't want to get overbooked.
Yeah.
A lot of times I'm doing craft shows almost every weekend for September, October, and November.
Wow. I don't even know if we have craft shows around here for those.
I don't know.
I can't if we do, I don't know about them. I know that during the summer there's farmers markets and fairs and stuff that have crafts and shows. But I don't know if we actually have anything any other time.
No clue.
I've wondered. I just don't know.
I remembered something of Grandma's that I have. It's not like knitted or anything, but it's the lamp.
Oh.
It's my favorite thing.
When I was little, my mom and dad would get a piece of wood and they would clean it up and then they would stain it and put a gloss over it. And they had turned one of those into a lamp. And
it's gorgeous.
Cheyenne has that lamp now. It still works. So they made that in the 70s. It's very fun.
I got upset at the cats for knocking it off.
Lori said nothing my grandma made has anything to do with my project for Decade Divas.
Still spoilers.
I don't think I have anything to show besides my project and my Decade Divas, but I did work on it. I've started it and I worked on it.
You could look in the cedar chest.
I could look in the cedar chest. I need to pull that out anyway.
Yep. But we'd have
maybe my mom's might have some of her early projects because she crocheted a little bit, she knitted a little bit, but mostly she sewed. Actually, Cheyenne, is that blue dress in there?
What?
The blue dress that my mom made.
Oh.
So we can get that. That would be really fun to show. Talking about things that people made. Careful.
Moving to one day fit back into this.
That would be fun.
Because this is my favorite thing.
This,
I wore it obsessively.
This dress right here. Let me make me big and switch me places. Pause. Switch places. Okay. This right here was a dress that my mom had made to be a bridesmaid in my aunt's
It
wedding.
needs some heavy
does
cleaning in some
Needs
areas.
some cleaning, but it's so pretty. And both of my girls have worn it, which is probably why it needs so much cleaning, is because the last one to wear it was Amy.
Ah, I see. Because I never got it dirty.
No, because you were like,
I
treasured that dress.
What else?
So.
When my two older girls were 8 and 10, they were in my sister's wedding. And they got these white dresses that my sister took all these little peach rosettes and peach tulle ribbon and just put ribbon and little rosettes all over the place. And I just found them in the closet and took them down to Pennsylvania to my middle daughter, who has girls that are 8 and 5.
Oh, fun.
And they fit. The dresses were a little big on them, but it's nice to see a second use to a treasured dress.
Yeah. One of my favorite skirts when I was in junior high was one my mom had made when she was in high school.
In elementary school, she made me a mermaid skirt.
She did. What it was
scrap fabric.
It was like the prairie dresses where it had the tiers that would get bigger each time, and then it had little strips that made up the tier. And so that's what she made. And because of the way it flared out, Cheyenne called it her mermaid skirt.
Yep.
The coloring also kind of went that way.
Because it was made of scraps of fabric. The only thing that wasn't like purple or blue was this almost like mint green one that had Tinkerbell on it. Almost all of them had Tinkerbell on it.
I think that was kind of the point. Because that was probably back when you were watching the Tinkerbell movie.
I watched Tinkerbell movies like all the time. I love Tinkerbell.
If she could have found Barbie movie ones, you would have probably had a Barbie movie skirt.
Yeah. I loved that skirt. I wore it to school one day and I was devastated because I was walking around the edge of the playground where there's the cement thing, and I slipped and I fell in a huge mud puddle. And I had to have someone bring me a change of clothes to the office so I could change into something else. At least they brought me pants that went with my outfit. It was probably you, because Grandma definitely would not have.
I would have thought about that kind of thing. And I would have probably brought you just jeans or something.
It was my mint green pants that I just remembered that I had back then.
Oh, you wore those a lot.
That's because I loved them. And they were soft. They were soft. Like velvety.
Are you a mint green person? Well, this
I
is
am
going
a- I am a person. I'm very, very, very eclectic.
I had
Oh, it's so cute.
I had some green yarn, and I was like, I want to make a green cat.
I love that you use your scrap yarns the way that you do, and you just. She does a thing where she'll put scraps in a bag and challenge herself to use as much of it as she can in a month.
I've seen a clip that you were watching.
Where she did that?
Where she
I
was
love that
picking
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Lori just randomly sent me 2 bags of yarn. Well, it was one mailer, but it had 2 bags inside of it. And the first one I finished off pretty quickly, but the second one I got sidetracked with all sorts of May projects.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've gotten a few custom orders, and I was just trying to finish some stuff up and use up some of my own yarn in May. So I'm almost done with the second bag of yarn that Lori sent.
That's exciting. That's fun. I like that idea. And you do such cute things.
I'm hoping that a week from Saturday we'll have some good weather and I can unload some of the things at the craft show.
Yeah. That's
I
like
tried doing the show once before, and it was so windy at that location that we had to just pack up and leave.
Oh, I hope it's good weather for you then.
Yeah. That'd be awful to have 2 shows in a row that were cold for weather.
That would be awful. Okay. We're praying for you. Good weather.
Your arm's
Good weather.
cold.
No, your head is warm. Okay, so what time is it there where you're at?
10 after 11.
I
A
was
little bit
gonna
after
say,
11.
getting pretty late out there.
Yep.
How much is it for us?
It's getting pretty late here too. It's almost
9:13.
Yeah. Getting pretty close to like time to say goodbye.
We've almost been on 2 hours.
Yeah.
I bet
I'm usually starting to feel done about 1.5 hours. I'm like, okay, let's finish up.
I was done before we started, but that's just because I don't feel well.
Where are you at on your rows?
I'm almost done with row 6.
Oh my goodness. Your
So-
last report was 4.
That's going to make a dent.
Around us.
That's going to get me down to 2 rows a day, a lot faster than just the 3.
You're
Yes.
welcome.
That's nice. I like that.
I have in my day planner, I have this tiny little note at the bottom of each day. Like yesterday was 78 divided by 30. And I think it came out to like 2.71. So then today was 75 rows divided by 29. So then tomorrow, if I take off 6 rows, it's going to be 69 rows divided by 28. And I'm not going to do that math right now.
That is so exciting. Where Michelle's at, it is 10:14. She's like right between us time-wise. Oh, Lori is dropping her channel. Yeah, Lori is in Denver's area, so hers is the same time as me. There's actually quite a few of us that are in the same time zone, which is kind of fun. And then I forgot when I was talking to you to remind you of my time zone.
Yeah, YouTube told me that it was 9:30. But for some reason I thought it was 9:30 but no, then 9:30 by you would be 10:30 here. And I was just getting so mixed up with the time zones and all that. So I was here at 8:30. But then I left and came back.
Yeah. Did Nightbot drop the information about the mermaid or the thing again? Because I did try to update it and I don't know if it has dropped again. Because I tried to change it. I'm seeing Nightbot dropped other things.
Oops. No, I don't want to report that. I don't see any more.
Should
Maybe it'll be next time that it'll.
maybe. Because I did try to update it. Maybe it doesn't like being updated in the middle of a live. I don't know.
I did a few stitches on my project.
Yay, good job. Woohoo! I worked on my overlay mosaic crochet today. Oh, there we go. This month's magical Mal is penguins or black and white themed. Make something that is penguin, black and white, or one of Elaine's patterns and turn it in by June 30th.
Yay!
I'm glad you caught that. I probably would have gone the whole month and not even realized that was wrong.
I would have pointed it out on a different day.
Silly Nightbot didn't know what was going on. It's a new month, Nightbot. It's a new month, new theme.
Well, we're all getting used to it being in June.
Yeah.
I just thought today of one thing that I didn't do to wrap up May.
Oh.
I had to go into Etsy and figure out my fees for the month and enter those into my spreadsheet.
Ah. Yeah. I'm a spreadsheet kind of girl myself. And Cheyenne's like, I don't get it. Why? And I'm like,
I understand why. I just don't get how it works, even after my boss class. Everything I learned in that boss class, I don't remember.
I'm sorry. That happened right before your concussion.
Yeah, it was before my concussion.
It's so much easier with spreadsheets.
Yes.
Like, I have so many pattern notebooks here, and some of them have multiple critters in them. Like, one says elephant, giraffe, and monkey, but then there's another one that says hippo and giraffe. So when I was looking for a giraffe pattern, I'm like, okay, is it here or there? So now I've crossed giraffe off on the one.
And
So I made myself a list and alphabetized it of all of the notebooks so I can look at it and say, okay, if I'm looking for a hamster pattern, that would be in Furry Friends.
I need to figure out a way to mark my notebooks to know which books they're for. Or if they're for like a role play, or if they're for my Anglo-Saxon studies. Like, I have so many notebooks and I just keep getting more because I keep needing more because I struggle connecting things if they're on something digital. And so having writing it out myself, having the paper copy works much better for me. But then I have to figure out how to organize them and know which one's which without having to like flip through it.
You need a hand-drawn spreadsheet. An index.
Oh, man. I got one new subscriber.
Yay!
But let's see.
Wait.
Let's view the channel. 899.
You're so close. You're so close.
What's
Yeah.
Oh, Cheyenne's gonna go subscribe.
What's her channel?
Right here. Elaine from Penguin Place Crafts. From Pen.
I just spell right. How do I don't remember how to spell penguin right now.
I-N.
Penguin
Place
Place.
Crafts. And it's alive. That's her channel. Woohoo! Now you should be at your. Woo! I don't know.
I hope you have to exit out and go back.
They keep scratching at the chair because it's up against the crack and they can see the leg.
Hey guys.
And I keep going like this.
Cat scratching at the door.
Yay! It says 900. Yay!
That's fun. Yay!
Woohoo! I was the 900th.
That's fun.
Yeah, I'll have to figure out some special gift for the Etsy order that gets me up to 1,000 orders.
And you're close.
If I had money, I'd do it.
Yeah. You always put little things in with your orders too, don't you?
Yes. Usually it's a little egg scrubby. I use yellow scrubby yarn to make the yolk, and then white cotton yarn to make the white of the egg. I can have one done probably about 5 or 6 minutes and put that in. But sometimes I'll do things differently, like if I'm sending an animal, like when Shannon ordered the robot and a monster, I sent an ice cream cone. I said, these guys have such a long trip across the country. They need a snack. So I gave them an ice cream cone.
That's such a cute
I love
idea.
that logic.
I love that you just throw in little random
That's my
things.
kind
That's
of
so
logic.
cute. I wish
And
I
when
could.
when I sell a Highland cow, I usually crochet a little bale of hay to go with them.
Like if we could make a sticker to go with them.
I am not 100% sure if a sticker could go in or not. If we send
Bookmark?
it media mail.
Bookmark?
Okay, sleep well, Michelle. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.
I have to look into what can go in media mail when we send a book.
Okay.
That's the problem. If it was a regular package, then we could add all
I
kinds
still
of
have to
things.
figure out our logo, but it's hard with the two of us to figure out what to do for a logo.
Something fantastical.
Okay.
All right, are you done with your row?
I'm done with row 6.
That's so exciting.
So I think it's time to call it a night with this thing.
Yeah. And that's a great time to finish up and end our live. We're almost at 2 hours anyway, so.
So I have to make up my shopping list. Tomorrow is Senior Citizens Day at the store.
Oh.
Senior citizens get 6% off. So
Hey,
I will go get my 6% discount.
every little bit counts, right?
Yes.
We've had a couple of congratulations. Michelle and Lori have both congratulated you on getting your next milestone.
Yay! Thank you, Lori.
Okay, this
And
has been
Michelle.
fun. Thanks. It's been nice to get to know a little more about you and your journey, and excited to have our next month. This month is going to be penguins.
Yes, I have to find a penguin pattern, and once I clear 1 or 2 works in progress, I'll start on a penguin. But right now, I just have so many things started. Trying to just chip away at it every day and get a little bit more done.
Yeah, I understand. I'm kind of at a place now where I have my overlay mosaic crochet blanket that I do 2 or 3 rows on if I can. And then I have a pair of socks that I'm knitting, and I just finished a knitting project and I need to start another one. And then I have a couple of little crochet projects. But it feels like a lot. And it's not that many because I've definitely had more.
Definitely.
And I'm like, nope, gotta keep it low. Gotta keep it down. But my next thing, I gotta find my penguin project.
I haven't had a chance to work on anything for drawing since the last mermaid book.
Yeah, I know it's been a minute, but it's okay. Anyway, thanks so much for coming. This was fun.
Okay. That one gets crossed off. I did have, at the beginning of the week, I had 9 works in progress. And I did finish a cow today.
Yay.
Woohoo!
Down to 8.
Woohoo! That's
That was-
awesome.
Oh, he's hiding in the light box. He's in the thumbnail of my video today, so.
Oh, well,
Okay, yeah, I'm getting tired now. Time for me to head off to bed too.
yeah. Thanks for joining us.
Mhm.
And we'll see you around and we'll
Okay. Mhm.
look for the penguins to come in.
Yes.
Bye, everybody.
Okay, bye-bye.